Hey everyone, Oddball Comics here. So guys, War of Realms. War of Realms is actually an event that's coming out right now. So this month's with the first month. So we're going to actually knock this out and then we're going to kind of continue on. And as it comes out, we'll actually keep recording these episodes. So we're looking at, I think, a 6-part episode. I think it's 6 series. If it's not, I'll retcon that later. But anyways, so let's see what the War of Realms is all about. We actually start the story on Asgard with a weakened Odin that almost seems like a shadow of one's former self, and he's sitting on his throne alone. As the shadow looks towards Odin, he begins to call out to see if it's Thor who has come to visit. But unfortunately, it's a group of dark elves ready to assassinate the once great Allfather. Odin stands up and blasting the first one standing in front of him, but two come from behind, and spinning around, they start impaling Odin in his stomach. And after the first initial hit, the group begins to repeatedly stab at him. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Thor is actually standing at the docks looking up towards the sky, unaware of what had happened, hoping to find a way back to Asgard. And when the dog Thori starts to try to cheer him up, something from the sky crashes into the docks. And when he looks over, we find out that it's actually Loki. And Loki's severely injured, informing Thor that the War of Realms has begun. Thor begins to ask who's behind this, and all we come to find out is that it's the King of the Dark Elves, also known as Malekith the Cursed, who is actually sending an army to Earth. But behind Thor is another group of assassins, and sent by Malekith to kill Thor, but with none of them really standing a chance against him. Thor picks up Loki, demanding to tell him where Malekith is, and after a black orb begins to wrap around the two, forcing them to vanish from the docks. On the very next page, we do come to find out that they're both sent to, and pardon me if I say this wrong, but Jotunheim, which is the land of the Frost Giants, and where this whole time actually Malekith was pretending to be Loki, thus forcing Thor to be stranded and away from Midgard, aka Earth, leaving Thor to die by Frost Giants. But back on Earth, we do see Spider-Man swinging across the Bronx, when from a roof, we see a skirmish come about. Not really making out who it is, immediately he swings in closer to find Lady Freya, Odin's wife, also known as the All-Mother, fighting off another group of these dark elves. We're kind of seeing these guys pop up everywhere. And with them making quick work, a group of 3 women dressed in armor break down the door ready to protect Lady Freya, and those people are Sif, Hildegard, and Jane Foster, the former Thor. But with these attacks that we're noticing, there's actually a chill in the air, and when the wind stops, an explosion of monsters from all the realms begin to attack the city in a frenzy. And guys, this is just nuts. If you guys look at this artwork, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Punisher jumps off the building towards the Frost Giant as Daredevil fights the assassins, and the Avengers fly in with Blade and Thor ready to take no prisoners. Cap moves towards the crowd with Freya, telling Lady Freya about Thor's disappearance, and as this happens, a portal opens up, showing us the team known as New Lords of Midgard, with Malekith leading the group, and that's when we see a Cap shield fly through the air, hitting him in the head. And when the shield bouncing back, we see the opposing force that is mainly a combination of the Avengers and Freya's forces. Before they can do anything, a giant club falls down, knocking the group away. Coming to find out, it's Lofri, the king of the Frost Giants, also known as Loki's father. He begins to pick up the All-Mother when a green blast comes through, cutting off his hand, and when we look over to see who cut it off, it ends up being the real Loki, telling him not to lay another hand on his mother. Malekith ends up flying in, grabbing Loki by his arm, when Doctor Strange sends the two back towards the ground. And when Loki stands back up, he begins to tell his mother that Thor is trapped in Jotunheim and is the only one who can win this war. But when Freya does ask why he should trust him, all he says is because of this. And Lofri begins to pick up Loki, while Loki begins to tell his father that giving him a chance was his greatest sin, and then Lofri eats Loki whole. But on the last page, we do see Thor covered in the Frost Giant's blood, fighting for his life, stranded on Jotunheim. Alright guys, so this was the first issue. I think second issue just came out recently. But if you guys like this stuff, make sure to like it down below. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace!